Hey, what is up guys, Rob the Undead Gamer here, and what an E3 it has been. 2015 E3 this year has been phenomenal. Like, it's topped every E3 we've had very recently, and I know I've said that every single year, but for the past sort of 2 or 3 E3s, including this one, it's just got better and better and better and more exciting, because obviously we're entering into a new console generation, then there's all the games for the new console generation, and now we're like proper sort of into PlayStation 4 and Xbox One era now, really, and everything's coming out and everything's all exciting, and this year is a big year for games. It's a big year for games, and next year as well. And I think things can only get better from here. So as for what this video is, this is again another roundup video of E3. I'm doing day 2 and 3 together, just simply because there's not enough games that I'm sort of interested in to warrant doing sort of 2 videos, one for day 2, one for day 3. So I'm going to sort of combine them into one sort of bigger video and talk about stuff and things that I enjoyed from E3 day 2 and 3. Obviously, most of the games were like announced or we already know about as of sort of day 1, but as per always, you got the big press conferences on the day 1, and then, you know, things just sort of slowly filter out and we find out more about these awesome games. So, hence why doing the video. So, without further ado, and in like no particular order, here is my roundup of E3 2015, day 2 and day 3. So first on the list is a game from Ubisoft, which looks a lot more interesting than some of their bigger titles, I've got to say. Similar to last year, they had a lot of really sort of smaller indie type titles, like Valiant Hearts, The Great War, and Child of Light, all of which weren't sort of your big budget AAA sort of Ubisoft titles, but really, to a degree, outshone most of what was released last year. And I think this is sort of similar of For Honor, which is a sort of like a bit of a medieval style PvP battle arena type game where you play as either knights, Vikings, or samurai. And it's just, I think it's a 4v4 type affair where you just sort of go around attacking people and killing people and trying to sort of have your team come on top. But it's got quite an interesting sort of game mechanic. It's all sort of like real-time battling and stuff like that, but it's got quite a different spin on the play style. It's not just like spam X until you sort of kill someone. It's got a bit of a technique and a bit of a style to it, so it actually looks and feels like you're sword fighting to a degree, which is quite interesting. And you know, I like to see where this game's going to go. It looks really cool, and hopefully that'll be something that is really awesome when it comes out. Another Ubisoft title which I'm quite excited about, I know Singularity Josh is really excited about, and that's Tom Clancy's The Division, which every year I've seen this game, it looks more and more interesting. I know recently, similar to some other games this year so far, I've got a lot of stick for looking downgraded and as if they've taken away the graphics and it's not as good looking as it looked at last year's E3. Honestly, does it fucking matter? Is that going to stop you from buying the game? Graphics aren't the biggest thing that we should be worrying about. As an Ubisoft title especially, we should be worrying about if the game fucking works and if it's not broken on launch, which hopefully it won't be. I mean, it's a Tom Clancy title. Generally, they're quite good. They've got quite a high standard, and they usually stick to those. What I think is going to make this game, because obviously it's got quite an interesting concept, quite an interesting sort of storyline, but what's going to make this game, I think, is the co-op mode. Or not the co-op mode, but the player... The player base, the multiplayer element to the game, which if you get that right and you get all the story and everything like that, and the gameplay mechanics, there's no fucking stupid glitches like there has been in Ubisoft titles previously, mainly last year, then, you know, we should be fine. Because I think it's the player base that's really going to make that game and make that a great experience. But to its core, you need the gameplay mechanics to work, and you know, I think we're gonna do well with The Division. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to playing, and when Josh's got a PS4, I definitely think me and him are going to be playing that game quite a bit, because it looks good, it looks tactical, and it's definitely something that friends or multiplayer just makes that game. Bit of a PlayStation exclusive now with Tearaway Unfolded. Now, Tearaway was a PS Vita game which I think was released last year and done really well. Obviously, it's made by the amazing Media Molecule, who make the Little Big Planet series, and it's a game that did really well, and was made for the Vita. It had a lot of Vita-specific mechanics, which can't really be ported over to the PlayStation, but because of that, they're either scrapping certain mechanics or changing mechanics so it works for a PlayStation 4 and it's relevant to a PlayStation 4. There's a lot they're changing about the game as well. I think they've changed the ending and certain other elements and mechanics and story bits just to make it different enough so it will still interest people and actually work for a PlayStation 4 console, as opposed to being a terrible Vita port that doesn't make sense and just doesn't work. And it's Media Molecule, they're creative, they're a wonderful developer. I've got absolute faith that they'll make this a great sort of port and a great game that stands up on its own on PlayStation. So really looking forward to playing a really sort of creative little platforming, strange little game that Media Molecule were just really known for. And, you know, it's something that is going to be good. I don't doubt that at all. It's Media Molecule, it's Little Big Planet, Tearaway, probably a game, or one of the games that I'm the most excited about, which I think is coming out at the sort of later on this year. And again, it's another port from PC this time, but that is Divinity Original Sin. That's made by Larian Studios, who they're known for the Divinity series, but they kickstarted this game, I think, in 2013, and it was basically in the style of an old school CRPG. So you're talking things like Baldur's Gate, Wasteland, the original Fallout games, things like that. It's of that sort of ilk. And it was really, really successful, really hugely successful, like, you know, game of the year for like for computer games and things like that. And it came out on PC and Mac, and is a game that I've wanted to play since I heard it be kickstarted. I wanted to kickstart it, but at the same time, I didn't really have a platform to play it on that would be good enough. So this is why I'm really glad that they're doing a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sort of port, but they're doing, it's like an enhanced edition. So it's the original, but better with added content, more stuff, and obviously they've overhauled some of the stuff that either didn't work for the PC or overhauled most of the stuff that won't work for console and doesn't get translated well. So obviously the mechanics, using controllers and things like that. Some of the skills they've totally gotten rid of and given, you know, because they weren't useful. People have said from like playing the game and, you know, feedback from the original release of the game, and they've just completely changed them. So again, similar to Tearaway, this is a great, you know, if you've got a console, this is, you know, there's elements that make, if you've played the PC version, want to get the console version, which I think is great. Also, I believe you've got couch co-op and you've got online multiplayer, which is amazing. And this game is just so awesome. I really want to play it. I'm so excited to play like a really good RPG, and I'm so glad it's coming out on the PS4 because I'm going to pick that shit up and I'm probably going to let's play it. Hello, kitty. Next, a game that I've totally ignored for the most part. Not for any particular reason, but I suppose because the previous sort of game in the series, not that it was made by Rocksteady, was a bit shit and wasn't great, and I was thinking maybe we're seeing the downfall of this series, and of course it's Batman Arkham Knight. But it does look real good. Obviously being made by Rocksteady again, there's things about the storyline that they're switching up. It looks really interesting. Obviously the Joker's dead, so that leaves Gotham City kind of without a main sort of big bad controlling the underworld of criminals. So they're all sort of like joining together basically to destroy the Batman, which, again, the Arkham story has always been really awesome, really engaging, really intriguing, and then seeing all the different characters and villains and everything like that has just been awesome. And I'm looking forward to a really nice open world experience, again similar to Arkham City, you know, in Arkham Knight. So high hopes for that. Hopefully all that'll look really, really good and awesome. Again, I'm going to wait for sort of, you know, releases and reviews to come out for that game. I don't think it's something I'm going to pick up straight away. Something I'll probably pick up when it's a little bit lower in price, because I'm not desperate to play it, but, you know, I'm looking forward to hopefully a new Batman game. Plus, I need to finish Arkham City. Like, so let's be honest, I need to do that before I even play Arkham Knight. Watching driving the fucking Batmobile, that's awesome. A game I'm not necessarily massively hyped for, but fairly interested in. But I know Singularity Josh is a lot more interested in this than I am. But that's Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which Garden Warfare 1 is a really great game. If you've watched Josh's channel, and even if you've lived with him like I am currently, you know that he is obsessed with that game to no end. Like, he constantly plays Garden Warfare. I think he's got a problem. But this game is such a great game. It's got great charm. It's a really good shooter, really well sort of balanced, class-based PvP multiplayer shooter type thing, game style person-ish. Great art style, great maps, really interesting characters, really awesome music as well. And, you know, if they're going to do that, but better with added more classes, more maps, more new stuff, then great. Bring on Plants vs. Zombies 2, Garden Warfare 2. That's going to be a good title to watch out for. So, and finally, a game that I've not played the first game in the sort of reboot series, just simply because I was waiting sort of for it to go down in price. It's a game I really, really do want to play, but it's a game I was waiting for it to go down in price. But then they announced the sort of enhanced edition or remastered edition for the PlayStation 4, so I thought, well, I might as well wait till I've got a PS4 to get it. So it's something I'm going to get fairly soon, but that's of course Rise of the Tomb Raider, the second Tomb Raider game in the sort of reboot series, which again looks beautiful, looks great. Obviously graphics aren't everything, but you know, provided they're sort of carrying on with their sort of initial vision that they had for the Tomb Raider reboot franchise, they can't go wrong. The way they portrayed Lara in the last game was awesome. Like, I think that's exactly how they should be pushing forward, and really it's kind of like a something high to achieve for sort of female characters in general for video games. So I think they did really well there. I'm looking forward to playing the first one, which I really do need to get and do. And then obviously the second one's coming out soon, so that's really awesome. Hopefully, you know, we'll find out more awesome adventures and more awesome stuff to do with Tomb Raider. So it's definitely something to be hyped about, what is really quite an old and classic franchise. So Tomb Raider. Yes, that is some of the games that I've been excited for or following from E3 Day 2 and 3. It's been awesome. It's been an absolutely awesome, exciting and wonderful event. Can't wait for more stuff to come out. Obviously things are, you know, sort of coming out later this year, which is awesome. Can't wait for that. Things are coming out beginning of next year. Awesome. Can't wait for that. It's been a really exciting event, and it's going to be really, as I've said, really exciting year for games this year. So, I mean, if people are wondering when should I be getting a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, it's now. It's literally now. You should be getting it one this year if you possibly can, because there's actually stuff to play now, and what is there to play is gonna be awesome. So yes, I wish I was there this year. It would have been awesome, would have been amazing, because there's so many awesome announcements that's happened. But sadly I wasn't. But at least I've been able to do these little sort of roundup videos. Hopefully you've enjoyed these little roundup videos. Sorry if the quality's been a bit shitty and poor, but I didn't quite know what to do for the, you know, for you to watch. I didn't fancy sort of ripping videos and demos off of YouTube, because I just couldn't be bothered, and it's not worth the hassle with all the copyright stuff. So this is what you've got. You've got my wonderful, beautiful face in front of terrible quality camera and stuff. But I suppose you're just here to see what I've been looking forward to and what I've been excited about. So hopefully you've enjoyed these roundup videos. Hopefully next year I'll be able to do them, but a lot better. Obviously, stay tuned to my channel for this month's Undead Gaming Cast, where hopefully we'll get everyone back again and talk about E3 and what, you know, not just what I've been excited about, but what Singularity Josh has been excited about, Minty Lamb, Humble Gamer, Naz, Dragonheart, all these people, Ashton Fortier, all of these people that hopefully can come back and you can hear what they're looking forward to and enjoy the discussion. So that will be coming out probably at the end of this month. So without further ado, I've been Rob the Undead Gamer. I will catch you next time. Bye.